want to show you once again the hazy sky today. We still have a lot of haze and smoke in the air. And see the haze if we zoom in. Should be able to see it pretty decently here. If you can see it, I know his phone camera kind of stinks, but you should be able to see all the haze in the air here. It's pretty bad. It's a little less humid than yesterday, but the haze is still with us. It hasn't gone anywhere. As we deal with the consequences of this climate crisis, and in this video, we're going to talk about the climate crisis because, I mean, it's getting really, really bad. Again, let's look at all that haze in the air, shall we? I'm sure you can see it. It's extremely hazy out here. And today the MTA just voted to raise fares, which is the wrong thing to do. We're in the middle of a climate crisis. The wrong thing to do is to raise fares. So we're going to talk about the climate crisis in this video. I'll take some video as I walk around. We're going to look at the sun at Massapequa Lake going down. I'm sure it will be very red again. I want to take a video of it. Here comes the train. We're in a climate crisis. You know, it's a very serious thing, and we need a war to be declared on this climate crisis. A war on climate change must be declared. Inside here. This is the train to. I've got to take this to Montauk, and then I have to transfer on the train to go to Massapequa. But we need a war on the climate crisis to be declared, and no elected officials. Nobody is doing anything. It doesn't matter what party. All right, you know, the Republicans. They're climate deniers, and the Democrats say they're not climate deniers, and they want to do something about the climate crisis. Yet, Kathy Hochul talks about the climate crisis, but yet she just allowed the MTA to raise fares. That seems kind of hypocritical to me. If she was serious about the climate crisis, she would not have the MTA raise fares. Maybe she would have the MTA reduce fares. You know, it's really getting bad. Right? And I made a post last night about, more like this morning, about what we need to do to combat the climate crisis. You know, and one of the very, very first things. Look at all these SUVs on the road. Look at all these, a big pickup right there. Another big pickup over there. These things need to be off the road for personal use. Another one over there. You know, unless you absolutely need one for your job or whatever. Stop. Now pass the train. Then you shouldn't be allowed to own one. And I know people will say, well, that's un-American. You know, people have a right to choice, but we really got to lower our consumption. All right? And I know we can't really ban them, but we can make them prohibitively expensive to drive. Instead of congestion pricing, instead of all these things that are just going to punish the middle class, they should be. I mean, look around you. Look at all the SUVs here. Most of the vehicles are SUVs. We don't need SUVs. We don't need pickup trucks. All right? And, you know, one of the two ways we can get them off the road is having them pay higher gas rates. So, you're driving a car, let's say, and the gas is like $3 a gallon, all right? Well, the SUV should be paying and the pickup should be paying $7 a gallon. That's one of the way to do it. The other way to do it would actually be much easier, is to classify them as commercial vehicles. So they wouldn't be allowed on parkways. You'd have to require a CDL to drive them. I think the latter thing is probably the more realistic way of getting these things off the road. Now, if the governor was actually serious about the climate crisis, then she would propose to do such things. But she's not really that serious about it. The other thing is mass transit use. The other thing I said is that every municipality, I know you can't have mass transit in every single place, but everywhere that's got a certain population density, like Long Island, you can see they're living up because they went big today on Wall Street, but every place that's a population has a like Long Island, for instance, there should be public transportation available. That should be required. That should be mandated. All right. Communities should have to provide that. The state should say, the amount of money that TransDev is getting to operate Nice Bus is a perfect example. There's enough money being spent to bring back all the service that we used to have. All right. But it's all being lost because of bus breakdowns, lost ridership, and TransDev is a for-profit company. Another example of that. If I was the governor, Nice Bus would be bye-bye. I'd give the county 30 days, or they would get charged. Bruce Blakeman and the county legislature would get charged with obstruction of justice, because the MTA needs to come back here. That's the bottom line. We need the MTA back. We used to have the N73, the N74, the N87. We used to have all these bus routes. They're cut. You have less people taking the bus now than 15 years ago, even though the climate crisis is much worse. How does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. You have less people taking transit now than 15 years ago, even though the climate crisis is worse. So we've gone backwards. And Nice Bus has brought us backwards in a big, big way. Again, if people were serious about the climate crisis, again, with TransDev, the contract we voided, the MTA would come back. The MTA could take this over in a month. It would be very easy. But the MTA doesn't want to do that because the governor doesn't want them to do it. It's not just the county. People think the county unilaterally is to blame for Nice Bus. Yeah, it is Ed Mangano, but the state let him do it. They had the blessing of the state. And so the county and that's why I like kind of doing these videos at home. The county, and the state, they're both paying for all the breakdowns. Every time a bus breaks down, they're paying for it. They're paying for the bad maintenance. They're paying for the lost ridership. Nice Bus carries half the amount of people that Long Island Bus carried. I can almost guarantee it. I remember when the 73 and 74 used to run back in the day, and those were full during the rush hour. Yeah. A lot of commuters, they took the train, and then they got off, and they took the bus. We had uni tickets. They're phasing out all the uni tickets. The MTA is raising fares. They're making public transportation less available and less desirable. That is exactly the wrong thing we need to be doing. We're in a climate emergency, and that's why I say the president, who's a feeble old man who obviously doesn't have the courage or willpower or even strength to say these things, needs to act and needs to mandate public transportation. Again, look at all the haze in the air. All you have to do is look at the sky. Look at that orange sky. Look at the sun. That's all that needs to do. That's all you need to know when it comes to this climate crisis. That's all you need to know. Look at that sun. All right, this is not normal. All right, and it's getting exponentially worse. This is all wildfire smoke. I mean, we haven't had any blue sky for weeks. All right, and people just go around think that it's not going to affect them. They think that they can keep living the way we're living. Look at all the waste you see here. Look at all these vehicles you see here. They're living it up because they won big again. Look at all these vehicles that you're seeing here. This is a colossal waste when people could be taking transportation. The traffic on Long Island is worse than it's ever been, and Nice Bus is a big part of that. I know I'm ranting a lot about Nice Bus, but Nice Bus Nice Bus has contributed more to climate change than any other transportation operation in the country because of their cuts in service, because of their because of their unreliability. People don't want to use it. It's not reliable. I avoid using it. The train seems to be late, but yeah, you can see it's hot in there. So just living it up. Um, so yeah, we need to change the habits of people in this country, right? We need to move people in a very quick way away from the private automobiles, especially the big gas guzzling SUVs and pickups, onto public transportation, whether that be trains, whether that be buses, whether that be light rail. We need more people on public transportation, and we're not going to encourage them to take it when we raise the price and make it unreliable. We need to make it better. We need to improve it. Um, that's the other thing we need to do. All right, we're not doing that. We're heading in the wrong direction. We're reducing public transportation. We're making it more expensive, and more people are driving. We're doing the absolute opposite of what we should be doing. All right. Um, the other thing I think that I brought up, I'm trying to remember everything I said in that video. It's going to take a while. Just living it up. Um, I'm trying to remember everything I said. I can't even remember everything I said in that post. The other thing that I wanted to bring up was that, while we're looking at the hazy sun here, we've got to change the way we generate power. All right. And yes, we have to stop burning fossil fuels. That's the real key in this. All right. Um, it's not going to happen overnight, but we definitely need some more hybrid vehicles. We need to look at hydrogen fuel cells. There are other fuel cells that we can look at as well. But electric cars are not the answer for everything. We still need more people on public transportation. We need to have more solar, wind power, and geothermal power, as well as nuclear power. All of those options can generate power. We shut down Oyster Creek. We shut down Indian Point. Shoreham never went online. Imagine if those plants are still running, how much less gas we'd be burning to generate electric right now. All right. So that's another example right there of what we need to do to combat climate change. Right. So that's step one of the war of climate change. Step two of the war of climate change on climate change is that we need to actively mitigate what's happening. We are going to have to find a way to reduce the amount of solar radiation into the planet. All right, maybe by simulating a volcanic eruption, spraying dust into the upper atmosphere, maybe something to reduce the amount of sunlight reaching the Earth. We need to figure out a way to cool the oceans down. Maybe ocean pumps to pump deep, cold seawater to the surface so we can lower the sea surface temperatures. And we got to help build back the ice caps, all right, and our glaciers. We got to do all those things. We're going to have to do some geoengineering, all right? We're definitely going to have to do some geoengineering. I hear clapping going on. I don't know what's going on, but again, they're living it up. Are these things ever going to happen? No. I have absolutely very little faith that humanity. I have very little faith in humanity that humanity will ever move past all this greed. They're in their own world. Wall Street runs everything, especially in this state, and they want to keep the status quo going. They want to keep the status quo going. They want to keep doing what we're doing. They think it's not going to affect them. They think down here, oh, well, everything's going to be fine. The hurricane won't get us. The flooding won't get us. The storms won't get us. The fires won't get us. They think they're in their own world down. And the problem is these people, they run New York State. I don't know what's up with this train. This train's usually right behind my train. I don't know what's going on. But these people run New York, all right? They run New York, all right? And so New York has failed to address climate change properly, all right? New Jersey's done a much better job. At least they're not raising their fares. The other aspect, of course, is land preservation, which is the last and most important part of combating climate change. We've got to stop cutting down forests, particularly the rainforests. Well, people will be like, you need wood to build houses. Well, we shouldn't be using wood to build houses. We should be using things that we can recycle, like steel, like concrete. Stronger, it's more resilient. Wood is not resilient. Not really, wood poles versus as well as wood houses. We need to be using artificial recyclable materials when we build our structures. No more wood. So we stop cutting down our forests. I don't know where this train is, but at least it's allowing me to do this climate rant for you. I don't know what's going on here where the train is. It's being held up somehow. I don't know what's going on up there, but I'll have to check now. Usually this train follows my train, and it's usually right behind it. That's not happening tonight. So there's the sun. There's our hazy sun. I was going to look at it at the lake, but now we're running behind schedule. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to find out. It's finally arriving now. I don't know what happened now. Some switch trouble? I don't know. But it's just another example of transit reliability issues going on. Let's look at that sun. I gotta get on this train. The sun's gone now, but hopefully we'll get to look at it while we're at the lake. M9, of course. Just look at how hazy that sky is. I mean, where's the blue sky? We're just walking around like it's nothing unusual not to have a blue sky. You know? Back at the sun. Got some clouds. It's been cloudy a lot too lately. See, look at how cloudy it's been. It's just been such a junked up looking sky. It's just, we'll go to the lake. We'll look at it there. At least it's not hot. It's actually cool. Yeah, this sky is just so disgusting. It's just so disgusting. Honestly, yes. Look at all the SUVs you have around here. Animal. See what's wrong with this picture. You do see what's wrong with it. I think I made my point. Summers were never like this. I mean, yeah, we had our hot, hazy, hot, and humid days, but I mean, we get a break. The dew point hasn't been below 70 since I don't even remember when. It's still humid out. It's just not as humid as it's been. It's still humid. It's still disgusting. All right, I see some cars here at least, which is good. And this is a crossover. That's okay. I don't have problems with those. It's the pickups. Unless you really need a pickup truck, you shouldn't be driving one. Yeah, you can sort of see the hazy sun kind of poking through over there again. Look at that. it's the end times, feels like. I mean, people don't want to be out here. Back there, it's pretty empty here. People don't even want to be outside because, first of all, you get out of breath. There's so much crap in the air. It's just not good, the air quality. I mean, if you can see the air, and it's that hazy, you can see it, and you know the air quality is not good. I don't ever remember a summer like this, but this is the scary part. And this is where I talk about coping with this climate crisis, because it's one thing to haze, it's one thing to, with the rain, but the infrastructure, particularly our power infrastructure. Of course, their power lines are nice and straight here. I'm scared of power outages. These storms are going to cause more power outages. The extreme heat and humidity, more people using the air conditioner strains the power grids. And we're seeing that more and more. And at the same time, see, she said so out of breath. So I'm not the only one. All right? Get out of breath walking around out here. I mean, just something as simple as taking a walk and not getting out of breath. You can't even do that because the air quality is so bad. Because I don't know if my phone camera picked that up. This microphone on this phone is absolutely awful. God, it smells horrible here too. I don't remember it smelling like that. Again, it's a warm winter. And very warm winter. Followed by looks like got some bunnies up ahead. You're not gonna be able to see them on this phone camera. You're just gonna see them run. I might take a picture with my regular camera though. Put this thing down. See these bunnies. They're so adorable. Oh, so cute. You are so cute. You can see the haze in the air. It's just it's humid in here though. Get hot in here. I don't cope well with these increasing temperatures and humidity. A lot of flooding here. With all the rain we've had, it's become very tropical here. It wasn't like this growing up. And I just don't cope very well with it. Especially living where I'm living. Because as you know, where I live, it's very brutal. In my neighborhood, it's like people don't understand. When I'm walking home from the train station, because I don't usually take the bus because I don't want to rely on the bus. So much mud here. I've never seen it like this. This ground is saturated. Great. We got fissures. They're always in the way. Very annoying. Yeah, you really can't see the sun now. I'm not going to sit here and wait. People are fishing in my normal photo spot anyway. There you go, an absolutely disgusting sky. I'm not even going to take a picture of that. I miss having blue sky. I miss having, with all the, it's like so murky. But this is the way it is here. know? Very murky. It's horrible. It truly is. I'm gonna leave the park here, I think. It's just disgusting out here. I don't feel like walking around, you know? Look at that. Somebody left their can right in that water. Disgusting. People litter this place, too. I know, why don't you pick it up and clean it up? If I had rubber gloves, I would. I don't want to touch something somebody else drank out of. All right, well, I'll show you the impact it has. You don't see anyone being too quick on their feet today because of this humidity. It's still very humid. All right, we went from dew points in the upper 70s to low 70s. It's still humid. I try to walk every day, you know. It's just not easy when you're dealing with this kind of humidity. Yes, well, that's CRV is okay. The thing that scares me the most, again, about where I'm living, that's why I want to get out of there, is because, you know, if the power goes out, I can't survive there. We have storms and the power goes out. See, this is the problem. People like this. Exactly. See, it's these things right here, these rams. They're some of the worst. So you see, off the road. Unless you have a commercial business, you shouldn't be driving one. All right? Bottom line. Oh, it's try walking around. At least here is a breeze. By me, it's... So imagine you're walking home, and, you know, it's uncomfortable, but it's nothing crazy. And then all of a sudden, you get to a block before where you live, and the breeze just dies. Now, you're already warmed up from walking. You're already warmed up from walking, all right? And you get to your block, and it's hot. And you just start overheating very quickly. That's what happens when I'm walking home. And then I go into my building, because nobody in my building believes in using a lot of air conditioning, except for me. It's hot in there. And then I have to climb the stairs, and I feel like I'm going to pass out. So it's just, the climate crisis has played a role in, you know, a big reason why I have to move out where I'm living. It's just, you have to have some type of cross ventilation. And if you don't have that, then, see, here we go again with another huge pickup, another Ram. I mean, what do you need these things for? Does this person have a business? Do they really need a pickup truck? No. It could be the family car. I mean, come on. Excessive consumption. You consume too much. Another big pickup. Here's another one. This one's souped up too. You can hear the engine. This Ram, another Ram again. What do you need that thing for? You don't need it for anything. Probably supports Trump too. Most of them do. These are the people that are climate deniers over here. Massapequa Park is one of the worst neighborhoods as far as Trumpers go in the whole island. They're really arrogant here. But everybody wants to be here at the same time. Just look at the nice, clean quality of life that they get. You know? No bums, everything's kept up. I'm trying to walk. Another big pickup. You see what I mean? The excessive consumption is all around you. What is with all these vehicles here, too, by the way? It's like everybody just drives everywhere. F-150, that's big. I don't know why is it so busy? You have something going on today or something? See all these cars? This is what I mean by excessive consumption. This is exactly what I mean. This is what needs to change. Another big Ram. Another one. And count the Rams. I'm not counting them, but you can if you want. More SUVs. Oh, something going on? I don't understand why there's so many cars here. I feel as I walk. Blanco, it's also big. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. Must be something going on here. I don't know what. But, I mean, look at all these cars. I mean, this is the number one thing here when I talk about climate crisis that we got to change. Is the way we get around. What's with all these cars here? There's people here. I don't know what's going on. They all seem to be walking toward the park. I don't know. Maybe there's something going on. I don't know. Maybe they have a street fair or something. I mean, it's just such excessive consumption going on. It's insanity. It really is. Everybody just wants to be here. It's like the South Shore is just, I think they might have a street fair going on. That may be what it might be. Okay, well, I guess I'll end this video here. The street fair will be another video, I guess. But that is all. Again, we got a climate emergency, but again, everybody is just oblivious to it. They're just living their lives. Living it up. Oblivious to the obvious signs of trouble we are in. And I don't really have much faith in humanity. I know nobody's going to listen to my suggestions, but I'm going to say them anyway. But anyway, that is all for this video. Seems like I say that phrase now a lot. But I don't know what's going on here in Massapequa Park. I guess we're getting a street fair. All right. So, again, this is the way it is here in the Enclave. This is the way the haves get to enjoy their life. Unfortunately, for those of us have-nots, things are a lot different. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Let's pray for everybody on this planet, and not just every person, but every living creature. Because the suffering is only going to get worse. Take it easy. Thanks for watching.